Good afternoon. I forgot that I was a little late today again. My apologies, my apologies. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. It is currently 1:13 p.m. in the afternoon. I hope today finds you well. I hope yesterday was a great day. I hope that it's been a great start to the week. We are almost to the halfway point. Tomorrow will be Wednesday cool down. Cool down is just relaxing a little bit, not letting the week get to us. Today is Tuesday refresh. Refresh means refreshing yourself, centering yourself. It might have been a rough week for somebody, and that's what this is. It was a rough week for me, a rough start to the week. We had all of that energy rush through, and for me, I've been the last couple of days have been really hard because a lot of things have been coming to the surface. I see that when we have bursts of energy with the collective, when we have those things coming at us, that I end up purging a lot of things. And purging means letting it come to the surface and healing the trauma that was present. And the last couple of days, it's been a struggle. I'm not gonna deny that. It's been a struggle. So that is why I have been late. I know there's no excuses. Punctuality is important. I don't get paid to do this, and I take myself, like caring for myself, very seriously now. I never used to. I used to put other people before me, and that's okay in most circumstances. But you still have to be able to take care of yourself and not neglect your needs, because if you neglect yourself, you're not going to be able to be there and show up for those people. So you still do have to take care of yourself, and I'm very grateful that my husband has been very supportive of this journey. It hasn't been easy. It's been a struggle, but he has been there by my side from the very beginning, and I really do appreciate his support and willingness to stick it out with me, knowing that it's going to be a struggle. That he's, we've struggled together. We've struggled together, and struggling is not a bad thing. Struggle and everything that we go through, it helps. It helps you. You have to look at it through a different lens. Stop being like something today was like really great. That was about not being a victim. And it spoke to me because that's exactly how I felt. I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to be a perpetual victim. I didn't want to be in victim mentality. I wanted to be a victor. I wanted to overcome all the obstacles that are thrown at me. And I wanted to learn from those. Like if it's something that I've done, if it's something that other people have done, it doesn't matter. I wanted to learn from it. And if it's something that I've done, I'm going to take accountability for it. Doesn't matter what it is. Even if it was intentional, non-intentional, I'm going to own it. And that's something I always tell people is like, own it. Just own it. There's no blaming. You have a choice. And you can't just say that, oh, that choice was because of somebody else. Stop blaming other people for the choices and decisions that you make. It's a hard thing for people to understand. And transparency and vulnerability, honesty, all of those are key parts, and the vulnerability is especially one that is very difficult for, I think, a lot of people, especially men, because we have a society that says that men can't be vulnerable, because if you're vulnerable, that means you're weak and you're not a man. And then we also say that masculinity is toxic. It's so bad for men that they have feminized men so much. With all this equality stuff. And I understand that we should be treated equal. Yes, we should be treated equal. But men and women aren't equal in every regard. There are things that men can do that women can't do. There's things that women can do that men can't do. That's okay. We're supposed to balance each other out. That's how we were created. There's things that men can do that women aren't going to be able to do. And if we can do them, we don't do them as well, And that's okay. There's things that women can do that we are just inherently better at doing. And that's okay for men. We're supposed to come together, be one, balance each other out. We're not supposed to be competitive. And that competitiveness is like, oh, who's better? Who's the better gender? It is killing our species. I don't know if you looked around or not, but we're not doing very well as a species. We've got kids who think that they're cats and dogs, and they're using litter boxes and going outside and playing fetch, and it's not okay. This is not okay. There's kids who think that they're born in the wrong body. You know, they're children. Their brains aren't fully developed yet. Let's not condone that behavior. Let's let them be children. Let's let them have that creativity. Let's let them find who they are. Stop indoctrinating them. Stop molding them to what you want them to be. That's disgusting behavior as well. Taking a child and saying that, oh, you are, because you play with dolls, if it's a boy, that you're supposed to be a girl. Or if it's a boy who is interested in fashion, oh, you must be gay and you have to be a girl. It's really getting to a point where just let them discover, let them be children, because they're going to be curious about things. Boys are going to be curious about dolls, and girls are going to be curious about cars. It does not mean that they're either born in the wrong body or confused. That's not the thing that you need to be worried about. You should be letting them develop and putting in place that, oh yeah, it's okay that, boys are curious about dolls. And when it comes to makeup, don't say that, oh yeah, boys can wear makeup. Men, if they choose, if that's what makes them feel good, that's great. But don't push it saying that if a boy expresses interest in makeup, that means that they're a girl. It's completely absurd. Because the reason I say it's absurd is because when I was a child, I used to play sports that were only supposed to be for boys. I used to play with cars and trucks and had that interest in monster trucks and football. People didn't come to me saying, oh, that means you want to be a boy. You're supposed to be a boy. You're confused. They didn't do that to me. No, they let me, carry on and play with my toys. And then I started to, get into puberty, and I started to develop, and I started to get my femininity in, and I started to set myself apart from the boys. And while I still like the trucks and stuff, I still do. I know that I am a girl, and that's what I want to be. I am attracted to boys, even though when I was younger, I could not stand boys. They drove me crazy, and I only saw them as friends. But it didn't mean I was a lesbian. It didn't mean gay. It just said at that point I wasn't interested in boys. I was interested in finding out about the world. I was interested in finding out more about myself. I was interested in just curious about everything. But, when I was 12 years old, I wasn't thinking about having relations with a boy. I wasn't thinking about kissing a boy. I wasn't thinking about boyfriends. I was just focused on what it is I'm doing. Like, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do with my life? I was focusing on all the world. The world was huge, and there's so much to explore. I was focusing on developing who I was as a person. And you have these people who are out there thinking that kids who are trying to understand, they got these super mutants who are trying to understand themselves. They're curious about the world. They're curious about everything. That means that when it comes to toys, they're going to be curious about a wide variety of toys. So it's not that we need to push these children into being told that, oh, you're confused. You're confused. You should be a girl. Is that what you want to be? And they start pressuring these poor kids who are confused when they're adults that are supposed to protect them come at them. And a kid isn't going to question an adult. A kid is going to be like, I have to trust this person. They know better than I do. And that's so bad. It really is. And I feel so bad for these children because they're coming out, these kids who transitioned and they were, what is that word? Like coerced. I want to say coerced is the word. When they're coerced and groomed into transitioning, they're detransitioning because they felt that, yeah, I was confused at that age, but they lied to me. They said that by doing this, I would be fixed, like there is something wrong with them. There is nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with these poor kids, but they act like there's something wrong with them. So these adults who are supposed to protect them, who are supposed to guide them and help them learn about the world, lied to them and said that if they did this, they would be fixed. And they go through with it, and then they find years later that they're even more depressed. They're even more in distress. They hit themselves even more than they did at that time when they were going through that confusion stage. Worse. And not only that, but they go through the whole thing to transition and mutilate their bodies, and now they're stuck with what they've done. If you get bottom surgery, they can't get that back. They can't take that back. There's no undo button in this world. So it makes them feel so inferior and disgusting with themselves. I feel so bad for them that they have to go through this. And I feel badly that they have to go through it. And I just wish that we could have something in place for children who are going through these emotions, who are going through the confusion and going through being uncomfortable in their body, because unfortunately that is something that's normal. I was uncomfortable in my body, especially when I was developing. I didn't like the stares. I didn't like the unwanted attention. I was very uncomfortable. But I didn't have anybody telling me that, oh, maybe you're not, supposed to be that way. Maybe you're supposed to be a boy. Maybe that's why you like, all these trucks and sports, is because you're a boy. They didn't try to coerce me. They didn't try to tell me something that was untrue, just so they felt better about themselves, just so that they had what they wanted. So I wish we could have a program in place for that. I guess I should buy something from here. I'm contemplating. I'm talking and I'm contemplating if I should do it or not. But there is something I need here, so let's do that and call it good. I've got 28,000, so it's not really bad. I would just pick something that is tombstones. Well, we'll do tombstones. There we go. Tombstones works. But that is something I wish we could have in place. I wish we could have more of those in schools for children who are going through things, who don't have that support at home. And I also would like to have more of support for parents who are going through this with their children, so that way that they are educated and can help their child overcome the uncomfortableness that is puberty and adolescence, and learning to love your body. Because, kids are mean and there's bullies, and sometimes that can lead to children having ideas that they're not good enough, and having parent support where they have a group of people that they can go to and say, hey, my child is struggling with this, and also having it be at the school, because that's where they're having the issues, is at school. And that way that the parents can get with the teachers, and the teachers can be like, okay, we're having issues with the student, and then bring it to their parents' attention of the student and let them know that, hey, this isn't okay how your student is treating other students. We need to address this before it follows them into adulthood, because that is going to really be terrible for them, because not only is the cycle's going to continue, but it's just going to cause that child to have a really bad adulthood, because people can say, oh, my adulthood's fine and I was a bully. Yeah, maybe that's true for you, because maybe you learned your lesson. But there are some people who continue being bullies into adulthood, and that is a very sad existence, because you're continuously blaming other people. You're continuously having to put other people down just to make yourself feel better. That is you hating yourself. You're not healing, and that is teaching your child that it's okay. So that child is going to go up thinking that, oh, I can, do this, and this is normal. And it's not normal behavior. Normal behavior is seeing that, okay, why is it that I am bullying this person? Like, what is it about them that makes me feel threatened, makes me feel insecure, that I have to do this to make myself feel better? So it's teaching that child how to explore their feelings and know that if the anger is just a defense mechanism, that there's something underlying that they need to address, and having resources for that is helpful. And if the parent isn't willing to teach a child that it's not okay, then we have to have something in place where we're able to, at the school level, give a consequence to the actions of that child. That makes it loud and clear that this isn't going to fly with this school. We're not going to tolerate this behavior. And there needs to be tiers to where, like, it's the first is letting the parent know that, hey, this is going on. We're not going to take action now. We're going to put it in your hands to set it right with your child. But if they do it again, we're going to step in and we're going to do something to that child to say this behavior is not okay. And that could be suspension. It could be detention. It could be community service. I don't think that suspension is the answer, because that to a child, most kids don't like school. So to them, it's going to be a vacation and they're just going to be in their home. So I think that it would be community service in the school, where if a child is acting out, they should be, hey, this is the consequence. You have to clean if it's a boy, you have to clean the boy's bathroom. And it's going to be with cleaners that are non-toxic, so they can't use anything. It would be completely plant-based, non-toxic, so there's no issues, and it's not labor. It is just the same thing as being what we do in society. If someone does do something, then they get put on community service. That is like a lesser form, and I think that we need to teach children that if you do this behavior, this is the consequence to your behavior. And it's not suspension, because I think suspension is absolutely ludicrous. It takes kids away from their studies, and then also it does not reinforce positive behavior. It just reinforces that, oh, if I do this, I could just get out of school, and they'll continue to do it because they don't see that as punishment. So you're gonna have to kids don't like doing chores, kids don't like doing work, so that would be like hitting them where it hurts the most. And then also, if it happens again, then they get the privileges taken away from them. If there is a school function that they were looking for, if they play in sports, those would be privileges that are taken away from them, not forever, just for the period fitting the crime that they've done. If they've been bullying a child or children, multiple of them, then that's where you're going to start seeing an increase of, hey, this behavior has been going on for 4 weeks. We've already put you into where you have to do community service for the school, and you continue to do the bullying. So now we're going to start taking things away from you, because this is not behavior that we're going to reward, and this is not a privilege to you that you're going to have. This is for children who are going to behave themselves, who are treating others with respect and dignity, and they're not, they're getting rewarded for positive behavior, and you, on the other hand, are continuously being a bully. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away the things that you enjoy, because those enjoyments, that is not something that you are entitled to. That is based on your performance as a student. Are you being respectable? Are you treating people with dignity? Are you treating people with respect? Are you using your manners that you were taught in kindergarten? Are you taking the things seriously? And if it continues, it's just going to get worse for that kid, because and then eventually it's going to be like, okay, if you've done everything that you can, and you've given all of this, and it is continuously, forgiveness and teaching them, giving them more opportunities for growth. But if it does, it comes to the part where we do have to remove that problem student, especially if things aren't happening at home like they're supposed to. If you've given that student, let's say a whole school year, and by the end of that year, they have not proven to make any sort, I'm talking about any sort of improvement, If you have seen improvements, then that's where you're going to go, okay, that we're getting through to them, because you are. But if you see no improvements, then it is either putting that kid back on, saying, okay, you're going to repeat the grade because we're not going to reward you with going ahead. You don't deserve it. You have not earned it. But if they have earned it, say that their studies are doing good. Say that it is a child who is just, hell-bent on being a problem. Then that is something where you have to get with the parents and say, hey, look, we've done everything that we could. We have brought this to your attention multiple times. We have tried our best. It is time for you to step up as a parent. Unfortunately, throughout the entire year, they do have good grades. However, we are not going to welcome them back at our school, and we're going to expel them indefinitely. You will be able to, they're going to pass this grade because they have kept up on their assignments. But we cannot welcome them back because they're putting multiple other students in danger. And that is dangerous because consistent bullying, it is not good for people, especially kids who struggle. With kids who struggle on the opposite end, they have maybe support. They don't have any support at home. They're struggling financially. They're getting bullied at school. Maybe they go home and they're getting bullied at home. We don't know their circumstances. So when you have a child who is going through it and then being bullied on top of that, and the school board and teachers and everybody has gone through the due process the entire school year to try to get through to this problem student who is continuously bullying these children, that is going to possibly cause those kids to even have lower self-esteem. We've seen suicide rates go up within children, and it is very sad because people are not taking the bullying. It is not kids being kids. This is behavior that needs to stop. It is not the child that is the problem. It is the behavior. And what we're doing is we're addressing the behavior, and we're letting the student know that, hey, this is not okay. This is not how you treat people in school or out of school. It is not how you treat people, period. And that, to me, is the best possible outcome, is that the student starts to learn and teach, and hopefully the parents will pick up and they'll bring it to them, because I think one-on-one with people who are behavioralists, and I'm not talking about people who are certified, I'm talking about people who are behaviorists, people who actually know human nature, people who actually read between the lines and see things for what they are, not those blinded by these fancy words and degrees, because honestly, I think some of that stuff is it's not helpful, because all they want to do is put kids on drugs. They don't want to address the issue at hand. They just want to treat the symptoms, and that's it. They don't want to squash the actual issue that's causing these symptoms. So basically keeping sick kids sick, because it is a lucrative business for them, these professionals, because there's kickbacks, and you get the money from the pharmaceutical companies. Those kickbacks they're big. It's big money. So we need people who are actually in there for the children, who are there for, hey, we're going to help you grow. And it's not just for the kids, but also for parents who are struggling, because not every parent had a great upbringing. Not every parent had the opportunity to have all of this information. So anyone who can help them, helping with a parental plan, it's not, again, saying that they're bad parents. It is just saying that, hey, these are issues that we've seen with the behavior problems that we've seen in your child. We're going to help you so we can correct, and in that way that it's going to help not only your child be successful, but it's going to help your relationship as well, because these actions that they are doing at school often carry off in the home, where the child is pretty, like, don't care, I'm not going to listen to you. They're defiant and unruly. So it does help them in a way as well. So that's just my whole slew of what I think that would help in our public schools, because our public schools, I for one, if I was blessed with the gift of having a child, another child, I would definitely not be putting my kid in public school because of these issues. They're not being taken seriously. All that they're doing is just bowing down and setting these kids up for failure. And unfortunately, that is what our government wants. They want these kids to fail, because people who are struggling, people who are depressed, people who are constantly searching for stuff to make them happy are easy to control. They don't want to, they don't think that they can do better. So it's an easy to control population, and that's what they want. The next generation and the next generation, they want this to continue for generations so that they have the perfect populace to ultimately control and take advantage of. Pretty much want to enslave you. You don't have to believe me. You can pretty much see everywhere. But that is what they want. That is their end goal, is to enslave the population. And that is for our country. And it is for a lot of other countries as well, unfortunately. I think it said 20. I don't know. Who cares? I'm just gonna do 20 and we'll see. 20, it was 15. Okay, well, that's fine. That is fine. It's not a huge deal anyhow. We're going to, oh, it's over here. That's right. It takes me a little bit to get used to where everything is, but I am in love with this camp. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was looking for. I didn't want it to be a tavern, but like I wanted it to be a tackle shop. But it came together brilliantly, and it's nicely colored. It's not brown, like it's kind of like dark on the outside, and then when you go inside, and it's got all this space you can utilize. I absolutely love it. And then when you go inside, it's just like, and here's the green. It's the bathroom. It's warm tones, lightly decorated, and then in here it's just like pops of color. It's just the green with the blue. It's decorated but not cluttery, but yet still cluttery, if that makes sense. It is. I'm very pleased with this. And then I got to figure out what to put here in this display. I'm not too sure. I don't think that you can really display much of anything that would be great to display. I don't know if I want to display food or if I want to go and just have. Well, I can do it boot, so. There we go. Yeah, the boot for the boot shop. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I think it looks really good. I still have quite a bit of build budget left. That's the surprising part right there. That's a good amount of build budget left. I can delete these eventually, but like, look at this. And then you have this view over here, just of the fog. If I had the rainstorm, I'd have put that on there. But I like the fog. Definitely is one of my favorite camps. I definitely did better than I thought it was going to be. It looks immersive. It looks like it belongs here. Like it's right on the docks. So, because it's a tavern and you have people come up in their boats and stop in for a bite to do the buy-selling, and then you have the little shack over here for overnight stays. And the den looks really nice. Like this turned out fabulous. It is, again, minimalistic. There's not a lot of clutter, but it looks lived in. You have the record player here. The fireplace, the warm glow of the lights, the harsh glow of that light to contrast it. It's just, yeah, I am very pleased with how this camp turned out. I don't think you get attacked here, honestly, so I don't think I have to worry about any, I don't really think I have to worry about anything else. Then you have this place here, which is a tavern. You have the stools over there at the bar. And then this right here would be where you serve up your food, and you can just come and sit down over here or over here. At the table, we got popcorn. I'm gonna put a Nuka-Cola machine as well right next to it. I haven't done that yet. You have the cash register back here and the cook stove, some water. I should probably put some more water down because I do need to collect water. So I'll probably put that down here. I'll put some up here. Put some water out here because, well, because. It is floating. Let's see what a good place for this would be. How about like right here? And there's one. I'll just like put them all over. There's two. I think that's plenty, honestly. And then I'll put the rest back here, hidden away. Because there's nothing back here. I'll just put a bunch. It doesn't take long for these to fill up. There we go. And there we are. I'll probably work on this camp a little bit more, but I think for now it looks really nice. It looks nice. I was just checking to see if the thing how long we had. All right, so this is my nose camp. This is the tavern here. You have this place here where you can cook and eat outside. Well-lit area. The fish processing area here, where you're processing the fish. And that's cotton, or yeah, that's caught, not cotton, caught. Fish baskets out here, and I put these little docks so you can fish better. Because these are a little, like this one here is closer to the water. Because it's like in the water, and that one's a little bit more up. So if people want to get closer so they can see their bobber better, I figured that this would be a great thing to do. So yeah, sweet, sweet, sweet. And look how nice it looks from here. That's so cool. I'm so happy about that. I don't think that there's anything I can harvest yet. I don't think my game's refreshed. Yeah, no caps or anything yet. That's okay. Let's see what we have in here. Nothing. Let's talk to this guy and get our daily fishing thing. I should shake my water. Not yet. I just talked to you. Like, it looks so immersive from here, too. It looks like it belongs. Because it's, like, right across the bay from here. With the docks. With the light and stuff. Because you have these lights. I don't think I have these lights. Otherwise, I would have used them. I don't think I have them. I'll look again later. I want to get some of my dailies and weeklies done first, though. Because I'm falling behind. Because I don't have a whole lot of time. I've got to get dinner started. I'm making meatloaf tonight. Which should be delicious. I'm going to make quite a bit. I'm going to make 3 pounds. So that way it's, I'll have some left over for tomorrow. I love meatloaf. And I like the next day meatloaf sandwiches. Alright, so we're gonna do the fish. We have to go to the forest. Sweet. Again, for the forest, I can't catch what I want on this game. So, let's see. Deal fire damage to enemies. We can go here, and I can use my flamer if we have enough time. That way I can get the fire damage. And then also plans for this. Because I don't think I've got all the plans on this character for it, but I'm not too confident in my knowledge on that. Alright, I gotta put my flamer on here. It says deal fire damage. I was gonna say, where in the world is the fire damage then? Shush. Alright, so these two are already down. So it's just these two that we need. Alright. We only have like one tier. Which is okay, I guess, but I was expecting more. Almost done, 30 seconds. Get quite a bit of XP from this. If you have the right amount of intelligence. Alright, got that done. I think that we're pretty caught up with everything. Doesn't really care about the... They can handle that. Scrap these, I don't need them. There we go. Oh, I got suppressors. Alright, so we have to craft fish bits, complete an event. I need one more event, and we're good to go there. Collect caps, I can just kind of sell wolf ribs to, and I gotta eat a cobbler. So I can make a cobbler, go fishing. I got my survival tent over here for some reason. Too funny. I don't want to dismantle this camp, but I do have another camp right here that I can activate right now. And we'll go here and then we'll fish. Since we have to catch 21 fish and we have to catch 7 for the daily anyway, that'll be great. Daily devotional, definitely feel heartfelt connection. So the daily devotional today, we are in Romans chapter 12, verse 10. Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love and honor, giving preference to one another. Romans chapter 12, verse 10 says, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. In this verse, Paul offers a profound yet simple directive to the followers of Christ to love genuinely and prioritize others. This command challenges the self-centered inclinations inherited in human nature. Instead, it invites us to cultivate relationships rooted in sacrificial love, mirroring Christ's example. The Greek word for love used The Greek word for love used here is philiosorgos. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Combines two forms of love: filio, brotherly love, and storgos, familial affection. Paul emphasizes that our relationships within the faith community should reflect the depth and warmth of a family bond. It's not merely about tolerating one another, but cherishing and uplifting each other. So in a world that often encourages us to seek personal success and recognition, this verse calls for a countercultural approach. It urges us to honor others above ourselves, recognizing their worth and contributions. Such an attitude fosters unity and strengthens a community of believers, as each person feels valued and respected. In the context of the 21st century, where social media and individual achievements often take center stage, this teaching is both relevant and challenging. It encourages us to seek meaningful connections and nurture a sense of belonging within our communities. By honoring others, we create an environment where everyone is empowered to grow and serve. So as we reflect on this, how can you show devotion and honor to those around you? Consider small acts of kindness or words of affirmation that can reinforce the bonds of love and respect within your community. As you do so, watch how these actions transform your relationships and bring you closer to the heart of Christ's teaching. Very much so. I think that this one is hard to do, because we have to, we want to be proud of ourselves, and it's okay to be, but also, if you are in a class and you score an A+, and you are just, you were worried about this exam, it was the last thing that you had, and then you see someone else in there, and they struggled throughout the year, and then they've got this, it's a B, B-. And the thing that a lot of people is instead of being oh, I got an A+, I'm better than you, it is offering congratulations to that person and letting them know that I'm proud of you. That's an amazing way to go, and congratulations, offering that support and that love towards them, even though you're not bringing up yours. You're not saying anything about your A+. You're just oh my gosh, congratulations, that's awesome. You are completely foregoing your A+. You're foregoing what you had to celebrate them and to show them that I see you and I am supporting you and I am happy for you. And yes, that should be reciprocated back. They should be able to also offer congratulations to you. But that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for anything in return. We're just offering up that brotherly love and support to them. Oh my, I've got a fish that's gonna, please keep it, please keep it, please keep it. Don't lose it, don't lose it. There you go. What is this fish? It's a glowing Kanawa piranha. So we're gonna go ahead and do a prayer real quick as we're fishing. Heavenly Father, we come before you with open hearts, seeking your guidance in our relationships. We thank you for the love you have shown us and ask for your wisdom to communicate with kindness and understanding. Help us to listen with patience and speak with grace, reflecting your love in every word we share. May our conversations be filled with truth and compassion, building bridges of trust and unity. Guide us to be peacemakers, fostering harmony and joy in our interactions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. There is another fish, a common one, or junk, one of the two. That was a great, I'm absolutely in love. These daily devotionals have been hitting on the spot of the things that I've been thinking about this entire couple of weeks. It has been amazing. And I bring this up with hubby because there's things that he struggles with when it comes to offering forgiveness and empathy towards people who are just downright nasty to him. And it's this whole thing where he is growing and he's bringing Christ into his heart, and he's following Christ. He's not just simply, I believe in Christ, I believe in God. He's actually following. And that's a hard path to have. It's a hard path to follow. It's so narrow because you have to see people for the people that they are and not for the negative spirits that are in them. And then again, I will continue to say this. The thing I think about the most is when Christ was on the cross, those words that he spoke, forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do. That is speaking to the people, because the people had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea of who they are sentencing to death and who are they putting to death. It was that spirit, the spirit within them, the spirits, that the negative spirits of the world in them. And had they woken up, they would have realized that, oh my gosh, I literally just was a part of killing God. Christ, God, Christ, and the Holy Spirit are one and the same. It's just like us, mind, body, spirit. So it would have been disastrous. So when Jesus is like, I didn't have any negative feelings toward these people because he understood. And then he asked, Father, please forgive them. And that's something that we have to do. We have to pray for those people because we want them to be saved. We know that we know what's going to happen if they continue down that path. We know what's in store for them, and we're doing it out of love, and we continuously pray for them, and we want them to wake up one day and hear, feel the Holy Spirit within them, feel those nudges, and hear Christ and God speaking to them, to actually hear that voice and to acknowledge it, to follow it, not be scared to follow it. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to follow Christ, and that's exactly what Christ was doing. He was showing us the way. He was showing the people who could hear and who could see, the way. And that is the beautiful thing. I just got goosebumps talking about it because I love these revelations that come about. And when I got that revelation, when I realized the depth of what the Bible was, what Christ's message was, and to actually understand everything. I love to read the Bible now because it's like I'm there. I can just play the entire thing in my head. I absolutely get the chills when I read some things, and I don't know if anyone's going to actually show up to this one, to be honest. We'll give it a couple because Project Paradise is a long one, and honestly, the rewards don't match it used to be a very big popular event. It used to be, so we'll give it a bit of time. If more people show up, then I'll help, but I honestly think that we need at least 3 people per section. So if there's 8 people there, I'll be the 9th. But if there's less than that, then I probably won't even continue. I'll just continue to fish. And pretty soon I do gotta go. So I'll continue to fish for the next half hour, and then I gotta go get dinner started. And then let my doggos out to run around because they are they don't like when I let them out because I have the rules and I'm very strict with them when it's hot outside. I'm always telling them to calm down, to not run around like mad, crazy, unhinged wild animals because yes, they are domesticated dogs, but they have some manners. They've been taught manners, and I expect them to not be unruly outside. And then you have my husband who just lets them be them, which I love. He can handle them. They don't listen to me as much in that regard. I don't have that sternness about me. I'm soft, and they seem to think that they can overrule me. So I nip it in the bud, and I give them the rules. We go outside. I will play ball with them, but I need them to behave. Stay out of the garden. Don't run through, because they did go through and almost knocked down one of our tomato plants and trample on my lettuce and of my my melon plants. So I'm like, you guys, you have to, listen to me. I love them dearly, I do, and I know that they respect me, but it's just like Dad's more fun. Dad's the favorite one, which is, I totally understand when it comes to that, and then I'm the favorite one when it comes to treats and stuff, so they'll butter me up and be lovey-dovey. Jax would just come over, sit at my feet, and just offer up his belly. He's like, okay, belly rubs, and then he's like, oh, Mom's gonna give me treats. I know she's gonna give me treats. I'm gonna butter her up. It's hilarious. I love those two. They definitely keep us on our toes. I often, they like to watch Bluey, and my husband would normally turn it on for them, but we kind of had a leak, so the spot that Addie usually is in is right in front of that TV, so it kind of blocks their ability to really watch anything, but usually he'll turn on Bluey for them. And I will usually talk to my husband and be like, can you imagine that we are blessed with the opportunity to bring a child into this world? And I really do want to be able to do that. And even if we don't have a biological, I want the ability to be able to adopt. We just can't right now because of financials and stuff. That one's going to get away. I don't like when they do that. That's pain. So I was just, I'll imagine, I was like, can you imagine just having us, and we have a toddler, and we just have our, Addie and Jax is on the couch with our toddler, wedged between them, just relaxing on them, watching Bluey together. You know how cute that would be? And then make them, snacks, and then you have Jax and Addie with their chew bones, and then our child or our kiddo is there eating their snacks, and then secretly, slipping a carrot to the dogs, or slipping a berry, whatever they're eating, to the dogs. We'll make sure to teach them safety and stuff. So the snacks I would make sure are good for the dogs as well. And I can imagine that happening, and just something that I pray for all the time. I'm always praying that the doctors are wrong. The doctors were wrong about my inability to conceive again, and I put it in God's hands. I know that it's God's will, and I pray, and I was like, if it's your will, do it because you want to, not because of me, so I leave it up to God's hands. But I do continuously think about how fun it would be and how chaotic it would be with us running around with these two, and then having a toddler as well. And then they're healers, so, Addie is the healer, purebred healer, and then Jax is a healer lab mix. But they got that herding instinct, and I just know that they're going to be, they love everybody. They absolutely love people. Addie gets a little intimidated because she didn't have a lot of interactions with people as a puppy, but she's gotten so much better. But she loves, once she gets used to you, she is going to love you. And when it comes to youngins, she's like a nanny dog. I just know that she is going to be protective and loving and gentle, because when it comes to young, small animals, she's gentle with them. She's gentle with Jax ever since he was a little baby, because Addie is his mama. So Addie, even as a puppy, was very gentle with him. Even though he was ornery, she put him in his place, but gently. And now, even though he is an adult and just the same size as she is, she's still gentle for the most part with him. So even though he annoys the criminy out of her, she's still gentle, and she will gently correct him if he gets a little too rambunctious. So I just know that they're going to be amazing fur babies to our child. And one of the things that I want to do is I always dream about getting a house, and those geodomes that I've seen have been amazing. That is something I've dreamed about ever since I was a teenager, a kid, before teenage. I was I want to say 11, 12 years old, thinking about these futuristic designs in the geodome. I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's something that I've dreamed about since I was a kid, literally. And then So I was thinking of like having that type of home, even if we don't have that type of home, just like a house where our kid can have plenty of room to grow outside, a garden area where they can have like free reign of the garden. I'll teach them how to garden. And then we'll have like a pasture so we can have some goats and some chickens. And I would teach them like animal husbandry, taking care of animals and the way of life, and understanding that like with chickens, especially if we're going to do our own meat chickens, the whole circle of life, and also giving, if we are going to consume an animal, giving that animal full respect from birth until death. And praying over that animal, thanking them for the sacrifice that they've given us for our sustenance. They just have, I would teach them respect for every living creature, to the tiniest ant to the biggest creature on the planet. I would teach them to have empathy and compassion for others, not to kill unless you intend to eat and consume, or if it is in self-defense. But not just to not to maim or to hurt, just for the sake of feeling that power. That's behavior that definitely should not be introduced to the human race. That's negative, dark energy. That is not anything that God put in us. So I would definitely teach them faith as well, so that way that they are able to have that discernment and that connection with God, and when they get grown up, they would be able to make their decision based on what they've encountered throughout their life. Why are you barking? It would be just amazing, and I would want them to have a relationship with the grandparents. I would be very strict with the grandparents, that they would have to be very careful around them. I don't want them to be exposed to someone treating another human wrong or poorly, because I would want them to, and if they are exposed, I would want to be like, hey, this is not okay behavior, and if you see someone else do that, pray for them, that they learn, and when they get older, I would encourage them to speak up in a healthy way with the behavior. So I would definitely teach them the proper way. Like, I would teach them the way that I would have wanted to be taught, so that way that they're prepared for everything, and I know that we're not going to be prepared for everything, but they'll be prepared. They'll be prepared to take on any battles that is given to them, because Lord knows that the path isn't easy, and we're always given those battles. We're always given those curveballs by the negative, dark energy in this world that wants to throw us for a loop, that wants to throw us off our path and make us stumble and fall. And unbeknownst to the darkness, that when we stumble and fall, we know that we're going to be caught by our Father, that we know that we're going to be okay, and we know that He's going to set us straight, and then we don't have to worry, that we just have to keep God in our sights, follow Jesus always, and listen to the Holy Spirit. I dream, I do. I always dream of being able to. There's another one that's lost that hurts so much. It's okay though. I often just dream about that, and I don't think that I would be able to. I think it is because I'm not ready yet, and I know it's God's timing. And like I said, if it's God's will, it'll happen. I know it. I trust Him. And if it's not, then maybe He's got other things in store for us, and maybe that is adoption, where we're able to help kids who need a home, a loving family. And I know that we can offer that. I know that we would be able to offer all that love and support. It's just right now we need to still focus on our relationship and making sure that we have that as foundation. We do have a foundation, and we're building that foundation up. But I want to make sure that it's that we have it completely built before we bring in another life into our world. And I want to make sure that I am on path with God, and I am ready, and that is with Him, trusting His timing. So I'll continue to pray. I'll continue to put those out there, and God knows my heart. I know that sees the things that I want, but I know that his plans are far greater than mine, and I have to understand that maybe what I am dreaming of is just, it's not big enough, you know? So, but yeah, that's my hopes and dreams when it comes to kiddos and the next generation. I want to build a next generation that is walking with Christ, not religion, not man-made religion, but walking with Christ and knowing the truth and not this lies that we've been told. And self-sufficiency and also is the thing that's big. And there we are. That is the last fish that we needed to catch. And this Project Paradise is going on. We got 16 people there, so let's hope and pray we make it with this. We have squirrels nearby, rabbits, and they're aggroed towards people for some reason. So they make you wait, which is funny because if it says hidden, it's fine, but like it still does that. But then if you're in caution or danger, and you can fast travel, it makes no sense. It's like if it says hidden, I should be able to fast travel without a little timer. And if I had caution, yeah, maybe I could fast travel, but if I'm in danger, then it should have the timer. This game is backwards. I've been fast traveling when it says danger, and if I hit fast travel immediately. And then there's times where it says hidden, and it doesn't count down. I'm like, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm gonna see how long we have here. Oh, it is time to go. It's been an hour. Alrighty. So I'll go ahead and end the stream here. I'm pretty sure this event's gonna be done by the time I load in. This PlayStation, I think, needs to be cleaned. It's been a little sluggish lately. I think that's on the to-do list this weekend. We have to go buy some candor because I think that we used the last one that we had, and it hasn't been cleaned out. And I want to say 2 weeks. It gets rather dusty when you have doggos in the house. So, oh, look at that, complete. Alrighty, that's awesome. Oh wow, look at that. I don't think I had that plan. We'll go back to the camp. This camp. I'll activate this one. And then we'll go back to the Fisherman's Rest. So, thank you for watching if you're watching. Like, share, and subscribe if any of this resonates with you. I talk about things like this with almost every stream. Sometimes I keep it very light, and I don't get in the depths. I just enjoy just gaming and relaxing. But most of the time I do talk about things with different topics. I'm very passionate about things. I don't hate on anybody. Everybody's welcome. I just ask that you be respectable, and treat people with respect and dignity, that you would your sibling. And if you have a bad relationship with your sibling, we'll just pretend that you're the sibling that you love, and you treat them respectfully, just as God calls us to. Even if we do think differently, we have different opinions, that doesn't mean that gives you the right to be disrespectful and vile towards anybody. So I do ask that you be respectful, treat people how you want to be treated. And if you treat people awful, then I will pray for you that you see yourself in a better light, because I don't think anybody should be treated that way. And if you're treating other people that way, that means it's okay for them to treat you shitty too. And I'll say it that way. I don't care. I don't have a tolerance for people who like to be crappy people just because they think that they can. So if you're respectful and can treat people with respect, I am definitely okay with collaborating with people. I'm not huge. I do have a lot of wisdom. I I've been around the block, let's say that. I've encountered a lot of things, so I do have a lot of wisdom. I do have a lot of input, and I've got the ability to see things that a lot of people don't have the ability to see. I can see through the veil. I can see through. I am a little bit of what they say, like clairvoyant, clairsentient, psychic, or whatever. I'm not really sure what the proper terminology is. But what I like to say is I can read people. You don't even have to be present. I'm really great at reading people, but I won't do readings just yet because I'm not in that comfortable spot. But I am definitely able to talk about different topics when it comes to this. So if you're interested in being in a live stream, shoot me a message and let me know. We'll get it scheduled. We will have to plan it in ahead because I need to have things scheduled. I'm that type of person. That's why my streams are kind of all over the place right now, is because I don't have a clear schedule yet. I started one, but it's something that's going to take some getting used to, and it's going to take some tweaking because some things take longer than usual on other days. So, and some days I have more to do than other days. So I'm still figuring out all the rough edges and smoothing it out. So I apologize if my streams are kind of all over the place, but if I'm collaborating with someone, that would be treated as a meeting. So that would be like penciled in, and I would like work my day around that instead of working that around my day. So it would take precedence, and it would be held with respect. When it includes anybody else, I definitely do try to be punctual and on time, and always, usually I'm an early bird when it comes to that too. So if you do want to chime in, if you want to have discussion, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm definitely not too shy about talking about things, even things that are taboo, or that people say a conspiracy, or there's another word that can't come to mind right now. Controversial. Things that are controversial. I'm okay delving into that. I'm okay speaking my truth, and speaking the truth against all of the lies that we have in society today. So yeah, just send me a message on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, I think I have my handle on there as well, but you can find me. It's Victorious_Lion86. You can shoot me a message on Instagram. And I'm on Facebook, but I'm not up there yet with Facebook, so you can find me on Facebook as well. But yeah, my YouTube channel is Gaming with Becca, and I appreciate any likes, shares, and if you subscribe, that would be great as well. If you know other people who have been in situations or have similar thoughts, I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to build a place where like-minded individuals can get together, and we can talk about the things that we really can't talk about with other people because of the backlash we get, and we continue to talk to them about it, but it's just like they don't understand. And especially when it comes to support, that's the biggest thing that I want to build the community for, is for support, knowing that we know that it's tough, we know that it's hard being who we are, we know that it's difficult living the life that we're living. We're choosing this, and it's so hard to do, and I want to be that support for people, to say, we understand, we're here for you, we're here to give you encouragement, we're here to help with, even if you've got things going on. Maybe you have a situation with another person and you don't know how to talk to them about something. Maybe we could help. We have the community that can help give ideas about if maybe someone was in a similar situation and this is what they did that really did help, and it helped that person. If it's someone who is severely depressed and they are looking for help, like they're coming to you and they're reaching out and you're like, I want to help them, and you're at a loss of like what you can talk to them about, like what to pray about. We would have that community that you can come to and say, hey, here's the situation. Do we have anybody that had a similar situation that you could help me, give me pointers? Is there Bible verses that I can go back to and reread? Maybe there's something in the Bible that can help me. Maybe there's, that scripture and other, Bibles like the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. There's so many resources, or maybe books or articles, things that we would be able to do as a collective and help each other out and be that support. So that way we are branching out and we're spreading that seed, we're planting those seeds with people, and we have the support with others who are like-minded and understand what we're going through. Because I understand that with it comes to posting online, and speaking the things that and speaking the things that you know for sure is the truth. You know that this is a truth, and what is said by society, what is said by our government, what they are teaching is completely false, and here's the proof. A lot of people are like, no, that's not proof, and we just feel so, sometimes we feel discouraged, and it gets so tiring and exhausting. So having that community where we can come together and be supportive for each other, offering strength to each other, calling strength, praying for each other, having God just give us all that strength as a collective, and just going into battle, because literally that's what we're doing. We're going into battle. The gates of hell can't keep us out. We are going into battle. We're going into the dark, and we are going in, and we're helping these people, pulling them out towards Jesus, towards God, and it is an extremely tough battle that we're fighting, and I just want that community. So that's what I want to do. That's my purpose. This isn't for money. This isn't for fame. I don't like fame. I don't even like people giving me compliments. I try to humble myself, because I know I'm not perfect. I've done things that I'm not proud of. I've got a past. All of us do, but that's helped build who I am right now. That's helped build who I am. The things that I've seen, the experience I've had, that's helped me, and it led me to God. It led me to my faith. It led me to who I am right now, and it's leading me to a future that I know is amazing. I don't worry about it. I try not to think about it. I just put in the atmosphere. I put into the universe to God, because God's a created universe, and I put it out there, and I pray for the things that I need, the things that I want, and I let it go, because it's nothing that I know I can do myself. It's nothing that I know that it could be something that, hey, this isn't big enough. I can do better than this. I know that He is going to take everything, and He is going to do what's best for me, because He's seen everything. He's fighting my battles before I even get there. He's getting prepared. He's preparing the way, and I just have to trust it. And I want people like around me that do the same. I want to build that. And if you are curious about it, if you want to get to know, I'm all for that too. I'm not so far in my thing where I'm like, none of us are, because we're still learning. It's something that goes from until death, until you depart this world. You are continuously learning. You're continuously walking that path. It is something that's continuous. It's not you reach a point and you're a master, you're done. That is absolutely not it. You can master the skills and the gifts that God gives you, absolutely. But even then, you're not going to be able to say, oh, I know everything. You're going to always learn something. And I want people like that around me. I want people who love unapologetically and want the world to reflect that love. We want a place where we have unity. We have that brotherly love with everybody. There's no hate. There's no crime. There's fairness. Everybody has what they want, need, everything. Nobody is left behind. We have poor. The poor is always going to be there, but they're never going to lack, because we have other people that can help them. And the people that struggle, like orphans, widows, people who don't have a partner because of it's not their own fault. Their partner died and they've got kids, or the parents were killed and the kids were left. Those are the people. Those are people who need our help, and we would be able to do that. elderly people who can't go out there and work their gardens, who can't work their fields, who can't tidy their homes and stuff. We would be able to be there as a community to support everybody. If someone falls on hard times, we would be able to, as a community, pull together and help them. We would be supportive, and that's where I want to do. I want to build that community, and I want that community to explode. I want it to explode, and I want to grow. And I know that there's so many other people who are out there like me, who are looking for things like me, and I'm trying to find those people. So anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta let my doggos out, and I have to make dinner. So I will be back tomorrow. I'm not gonna say when, because I don't know exactly what I have going tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I haven't really prepared myself for the chores I'm gonna do. So I'll be here tomorrow. I will try to be at 7:30ish, 8 a.m. Because I do have schoolwork to do tomorrow, so I try to fit that in the morning, because that's when I'm kind of like really like locked in. So I'll try to do my stream before, but if not, it'll be after, in the afternoon, around 12, 1 o'clock-ish. But I just know I'll be on. If you are so inclined to, stop in and watch, chat with me if there's something you want to say, if there's a question, if you want to pick my brain. If I don't know, we'll find out together. But yeah, that's what I've got to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow with another stream. We'll probably work on my other camp, on my other character, because it's going to be like this one, but a little different with the decor. So I would be grateful to, I'd be happy to show you. I really don't have anybody watching real time, so I was going to say I'd be grateful for hints or suggestions, but we'll just go with I would be happy to show that, and I would be grateful for anyone who does want to pop in and watch. Yeah, have a great day. Remember, you are loved, you are wanted, and you are needed in this world. We need your light. Don't listen to all the haters. Haters are going to hate. Don't focus on them. It's usually a reflection of them. It's not you. It is them. You're a mirror. You're a mirror. And when they look at themselves, they don't like it. So it's not you. And God loves you. He does. And God's in you. And He wants to help you. He wants to see you succeed. And Jesus is His way of showing just how much He loves us. Anyway, take care. Much love. Peace be with you. And until next time.